72 viewers, 17 likes. Come on, guys, hit that like button. What is going on? It is Saturday. How you guys doing? What's everyone up to? Holy crap, I see Fully Electrics in first place with the crown. What is going down? I see Scapers over there in the Twister. What's going on? Bear with me, guys. I was up and down. I was like, oh, should I stream? Should I not stream? And, things like that. And I was like, oh, I'm like feeling dizzy, but I'm still like, we're going to stream. So, yeah, I might fall over. So we'll see what happens. If I hear a clunk or I just go silent for a while, then, yeah. Anyway, Squirrel Master, what is going down? Ogre MGTOW, what is happening? K-Hashaholic, what is going down?
Rud Putz nuclear power plant in the house. What's happening? Rud Putz.
We do have, let's see what we got going on. Scrolling. Son of a Rabid Panda, what's happening? Saddy, sometimes it's going down. Let's see, try not to repeat too many times. Case Rocker, I see you in the Twitch there. What is happening? I even smashed a like on YT. Nice, awesome, Scaper, awesome. The pirate, what is going on? What's happening? Scrolling. Gaming with Smokey Dan. We got a Panda raid in the house. We got Angelino Cementis, Crypto Miner X. I seen mine some 10 in there somewhere earlier. What's going down here? Scrolling. Let's see. People talking away. There's mine some right there. Bad Cat, Ace K, Mike Metcalf, Snake Pliskin. Saddy, you turned off your rigs. Qubic pays better Rabid. Snake Pliskin. Is that you, Yusuf? Is that you? That's you, isn't it? I know it is. Possibly. Don't talk. He is hitting Raven blocks. Smashing Raven blocks. Okay, scrolling. Where we at? Fully Electric. Oh, it just jumped on me. Rabid, are you feeling better? Panda's number one now. Now Panda hits now. What's going on? I'm on top chat. I gotta go to live chat. There we go. I went to live chat now. See if everything is still in the same orders. But yeah, not really. No, I'm still like dizzy all the time. I still get tight chest and stuff. My ferritin on my iron is low. My hemoglobin is low, which is your oxygen carrier, and all that other crazy stuff. So I have no idea what's going on. Panda cheated. Oh man, I'm here to watch all the greedy people chase each other's tails. Tech man. I can't figure it out. Funny. Rabid, eat some garlic. It's better for boost my. Yeah, I also watched another show. Have you guys heard about what is that on Netflix? It's from 2017. We're like supposed to be talking about Qubic and stuff, and now we're like talking about Rabid's health channel. So anyway, I watched a show on Amazon last night. You guys heard about it? Down to Earth. It's about grounding. Your bodies. We're wearing shoes forever, and they're insulated, and our body, in theory, is an electrical machine. And how it's cured like so many people, and all you got to do is literally like wear bare feet outside to the beach, lay in the grass, touch grass, literally. Have you guys heard about that? Interesting stuff, huh? Eat more Alberta beef. I know I need to eat a whole bunch more Alberta beef for sure. I got a couple packs of steaks I picked up yesterday on sale. Well, wait a minute. 2 packs of Sobeys Panda. I imagine it's still the same in BC. But Sobeys has top sirloin steak on sale for $13 for like 2 fat steaks. So cheap as F. And, that's Canadian price. So that's like probably like $9 a pack of steak in the US. That's like super cheap. Yeah, anyway, good stuff. That's cheap down. Buy a ball. I know. I bought a couple. I bought a couple there. I had to sell some crypto to do it. So, I use crypto for everything. But, yeah, Northern Crypto and Tech. What's happening? I see you there too. Steak. Yeah, steak. Steak's awesome. It's yummy. Do some grilling. That's old news. Yeah, I know it's old news. Oh, yeah. They got those ground mats that's plug into the wall ground. Yeah, I read you're not supposed to really do it that way, but, you're supposed to get a grounding rod and kind of put it outside in the window to the actual ground. But, yeah, they run them through your electrical stuff now. But, they got the grounding mats. I'm thinking about trying to maybe get those, get the grounding mats. So when you're actually sitting, right now and doing this live stream, I could have my feet down grounded. When you're watching TV upstairs, you also get the little sheet mats to put on your bed as well, so you're always constantly grounded. So it's interesting. And one guy was testing it, and your body's giving out like 2-3 volts or whatever naturally. And when you're actually on this grounded mat, you're only like half a volt and stuff like that, and it drops inflammation by like 60 to 70%. Like insane stuff kind of going on. Yeah, it's older thing, but I just seen it and I watched it. I was like, that's interesting. Anyway, Take magnesium daily. Yeah, I take some of that stuff too. Anyway, let's get going here. Let's talk about some stuff because I'm curious. So right now, let's look at the Monero hash rate because today is Saturday, and on Saturdays is when, you know, we talked about this in the video the other day here. Qubic.org, they're offline. See, API error. That's by design. Last seen 3 days ago. It's not actually down. It's not having issues. It is down by design. They went into stealth mode so that they can do this type of stuff on Saturdays and stuff. So Qubic.org is up and alive and well. It is not down whatsoever. But you know, we can see they're only at a 16.3% unknown. So obviously, I think XMR is safer today. And we talked about this as well the other day. This right here is very misleading. Like, look at the hash rate when it was super high here, 6.19 gigahash. And just before it fell, it says 5.58. Now, looking at this chart, you would think, holy crap, there's like no hash rate left on Monero. It's gone. And it's only dropped like 1 gigahash, like 1.3, 1.4 gigahash. Like, it's not that big of a drop, but it looks like it's freaking huge. So, you know, there's only 16% unknown. It's dropping some more. Before my live stream started, it was like 21%. So everything's all right. I'm gonna be up front. My rigs are, yes, on Qubic right now, and the dual epic is in fact mining Monero, as we can see here. I've been watching this to see if it's swapped to Qubic at all, and so far over the past hour, it's been on RandomX the entire time. So in fact, yes, they are mining Monero all day today. It is 24 hours Monero all day. So here we go. We can see 94.2 kilohash on the one rig, the dual epic here. That is this guy, even though it's telling us Qubic numbers here. That is absolutely not the case because we just looked at it and it's not doing that. So yeah, I'm on Qubic. The network is safe. There are lots of people. Obviously, if you start seeing this maybe get to 30%, you might want to start, you know, sweating a little bit and being like, all right, they're picking up the hash rate off on the unknown. Maybe, you know, some people are probably going to be moving their rigs back into pools like Hashvault, maybe P2 pool, you know, running your own node, nano pool, support XMR, you know, whatever. Standard Monero ones, you know, spreading out hash rates to help, you know, remove hash rate from Qubic and help support the Monero network. I know some people have been saying that's what their plans are, but they're going to be watching network hash rate. And that's something I'm watching as well. And right now, you know, Monero has been, you know, they want most of their miners, if you can, they want their miners running P2 pool. And I did a setup video on that. And what P2 pool is you're running your own node. It's a pool that you run by yourself, and it's linked to all the other P2 pool users. So it's your own pool on your own node, but you're not solo mining. You're mining within yourselves on your own node. So it's a nice decentralized way to mine this, and you're all kind of linked together through your own pool. So it's pretty sweet. You know, it's kind of sad to see that the hash rate is so low on that, but you know, a lot of people don't like to run their own nodes and stuff, but some people do. But you know, that is ultimately the best way you can be mining Monero currently. But yeah, a lot of people plan on, as this hash rate does pick up, to move over to a Monero only type of pool to help spread hash rate and obviously combat against, you know, any type of attacks, because Monero is an OG type of privacy. It's got a lot riding on it, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Now, the other major thing I wanted to see is I just want to come into here and I want to know, like, how much money does Qubic have? Because we know it is more profitable to mine Qubic than it is to mine Monero and stuff. But how much money does Qubic have to kind of throw around? And that's one thing I kind of want to look at right now. Because if you saw that video the other day, I kind of explained how things are working on Qubic. And we'll talk about that again right now a little bit if you missed that video, and go check it out and watch and stuff. But I just want to see, like, right now, what is Monero paying? So we just need to get the updated kind of, I guess, price on Monero is all we really need here is 293.60. So it's down a bit, 293.60.60. So a Monero is paying right now to miners $83,635 per 24 hours. Looking up for, you know, most people are, you know, still GPU miners and stuff. Looking at in terms of emissions to miners, that's under Conflux, above Ravencoin here. Monero doesn't show up here. It's in the unknown part, but we can see 83,635. And, you know, that's almost double, just under double of what Raven coin is paying miners. So that's a decent amount of money that Monero alone is paying here, and it's a little bit under what Conflux is currently paying. So it's in theory the 8th place coin currently based on this chart right here. So it's not too bad. Now, how much money does Qubic actually have? So let's kind of go through how this all works. So Qubic has 850. So let's go through here. I'll give you an idea of how things are kind of working. So as a breakdown here, Qubic has 850 billion coins per epoch that they pay out. And now what's going on here is Qubic is paying its CPU miners Qubic to mine XMR and stuff. What's going on here is Qubic to mine XMR. All the XMR stuff they mine, they have been selling it. So whatever emissions they pull out of Monero, they then take that, they sell it, they buy Qubic, and then they've been burning Qubic for that. So the miners are not seeing any type of that Monero in terms of profitabilities they mine it. They're they're not mining for free, obviously. Here we'll look at that in a minute, but they're not getting any of that Monero at all. Zero Monero coming to Qubic miners. So you're like, well, where's all this money coming from? So remember, there's 850 billion Qubic per epoch. So it's every 7 days. Now, what's going on here is they have, as we know, okay, I'm going to actually, I wish I have to log. Oh, it sucks. I have to log out. Anyway, so a nutshell here. GPUs still outhash CPUs by quite a bit. So what they did is they split their chain up kind of a little bit. So CPUs are not necessarily competing with GPUs in terms of hash rate versus hash rate. That's not really what's happening here. So they put out a 60-40 split. So what that means is 40% of that 850 billion Qubic is dedicated straight to the CPU miners only. That means the GPUs and CPUs that are actually mining Qubic get 60%. So now you have 40% of 850 billion going to that. Now this is where your shares come in on Qubic. Or on Monero, I mean here. So now you're sending shares. So based on the shares you find on Monero, that's how they're predicting your shares, just like you'd normally mine to a share to a pool, your shares to pay you in Qubic out of that 40%. So now 40% dedicated to all the XMR miners, which is CPU miners, is going to there. Now the 60% is where the hash rate matters that you're mining Qubic. You're fighting with the GPUs at that point. So now in theory, you got CPUs versus GPUs all based on network hash rates, and that's where you get your 60% from. So coming into your dashboard here, and I'm going to go back to my previous revenue, which I went through in this video, we can see now, look at now just competing against the GPUs out of that 60%. I was only running my 7950 X3Ds there, so there's about 13 rigs on at the time. I only got 15.7 million Qubic for epoch 170. 170 right here. And then for mining Monero, just because we're dedicated 40% of that 850 billion, and based on my shares, I got 42.2 million Qubic just for mining Monero. Hardly anything, because GPUs is dominating this. Now, Qubic wants to start adding, to pull in more miners, because we're looking at, remember, it's profit driven. Miners go to where the profit and stuff is. So that's what they plan on doing, is to pull more miners away from the actual Monero network and some other networks, but the main focus is to pull them away from Monero so that they can get, you're maintaining the same hash rate of Monero, but they're pulling it more to their own centralized nodes so that they can actually attack Monero here. So what's going on is they're trying to add more profit into the mix. So right now, I just mentioned the 60-40 split. They might be doing to a 50-50 split. So that means 10% more is going to be dedicated to the CPU miners. That's even more of a boost coming to CPU miners. And now the hash rate part of the things, where GPUs are still currently better, they're only getting 50% instead of 60%. So they're losing 10% of that. So it's not really that much of an issue for the CPU miners, because they're already dedicated half of the network in terms of emissions to mining Monero. Now, on top of that, I just mentioned earlier how they're not paying the Monero to anyone. They've been doing that. Now they're starting new things, and when they do these attacks and stuff, when epoch starts, so the epoch here started around here or something, like every Wednesday. I can't remember the exact date. So if an epoch price begins, say right here, and it ends higher at the end of the epoch, they're not going to sell that Monero. They're actually going to pay the miners all that Monero. So now you're going to be getting all this Qubic plus all those Monero emissions are going to be given to the CPU miners, which is boosting the profits even more. And then if they end up doing this attack, which means, and what they're going to do if they attack, which means if you're unfamiliar with the 51% attack, you own over 51% of the network hash rate, which means you're getting majority of the blocks and stuff in theory. Remember, there's still luck-based stuff in there. But then you implement your own blockchain into there, and you kind of cause a fork of the network, and then you pretty much uncle and you cancel everything else. I mean, support XMR and all the other pools that are mining Monero, none of their blocks are going to count at all. They're not making anything because now Qubic took over the network. They inserted their own version of the blockchain, and now they're getting 100% of the blocks. Now they're also claim they're going to give all those blocks to the miners. So now we got whatever Qubic is paying on top of the 80-some thousand of what Monero is paying, the 7th place coin here. So 100% of emissions, all of this is going to be going to the CPU miners. So there's going to be a crap ton of money that they're going to be paying out. Now, what I want to figure out here is how much does Qubic actually have to dish out? So that's kind of where I made this little spreadsheet here, and I want to kind of slap it together to see what things kind of look like. So here's Qubic full, $850 billion, here's 50% and whatever. So now I need to like pretty much, so I need to take this number and we need to cut this in half. So obviously 425 is what this is going to be. So I'm just going to take this, copy, and I'm going to paste that into here, and I'm going to adjust this to 425, so that'll be 50%. Now 40% is what miners currently get, and then this is like the GPU side, mixed side is what. So like I just want to see what exactly Qubic is paying its miners in emissions right now, because I don't really know, but this is what they pay each week per epoch. So now I just need to take here 850, like how many zeros is it? 850 billion, a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times that, but that's 8.5 billion. I need 800. Wait, I got that wrong. There we go. 850. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, I had 11 in there accidentally. Anyway, so I'm going to times that by 0.640, I guess. Oh, I got a freaking error. 3.4 E11. I need a better calculator because my phone calculator seems like it doesn't want to work. That sucks. So let's calculator. You know, I can't spell whatever. Get that in there. Calculate it on. Let's use this guy right here. So 850. And now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 10. Yeah, 850. So now I need to times that 0.60. Are we going to get an error? No, we're not. So we actually got it. So this is the amount of coins that miners are getting at the 60% level. Is that what I did? I did the 60 just now. I forgot. Yeah, that was times 6. So 6. So this is like what they're getting right now. And then I need the 40% level. And I got to do it all over again. So 850. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 9, 10. All right. So we're going to times that by 0.40. So that's what miners are currently getting. This amount. Copy. Put that in. Now we need the price of Qubic. And this should give us an idea here of the emissions that Qubic is giving us. So 502601. 0.12345. Was it 2601? Is that what it was? Oh, 2600 now. So let's go 2626. I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, and put it right across the board here. How come this didn't? What the heck? How come? Bam, bam, bam. Yep. All right. So now we got to divide these by 7. Pretty much. So now I'm just going to go, because it's per 7 days. So if I just go, I guess, equals sum. Actually, I'll just do my calculator. I can't remember what the command is there. Equals sum something that divided by 7. But Let's go 2210.123 divided by 7. Wow. Wow. Okay, well, that's the full. So the full is 315,714. So the complete per day. So Qubic is paying, like, out of everything, that's the full complete, 850 billion. That's $315,000 a day. That is, equivalent to, that's more than Ethereum Classic. That's almost as much as Kaspa. So Qubic is up there in terms of emissions. They're like just behind Kaspa. So in theory, the 5th largest proof of work coin. So they got a lot of money to throw at miners. Now remember, miners are not getting all that. So we got to look at these ones in terms of that. So let's go 1105123. Divide that by 7, so 157,857. So if they drop, if they change it over, which is what they're sounding like, to the 50%, CPU miners are guaranteed $157.8 thousand, like, of the Qubic blockchain, half of it. So they're going to get that based on the current price. So that's more money than what Monero is definitely paying out. That's more money than what Monero was paying out when it hit its all-time highs of over $400. So Qubic does have currently a lot more money than Monero has to pay its miners, which is looking like, that's incentive to allow them to cause attacks, because they can afford to do it more so than Monero. Monero needs like $500, $600, $700 a coin in order to match Qubic, which is crazy if you really think about it. That is crazy. Now we're looking at, let's look at the 40% here, which is currently what miners are getting. 1, 2, 3, 8.4 million. What? Wait, I have that wrong. How's that right? How's that? What? I did something wrong here, I think. How is 40% more than these? I had a wrong 0 in here. This is not right. This is not right at all. This is not the right number. 2.26, 2.26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 340 and 10 zeros. What's going on here? Why is there 425? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only have 9 zeros in that one. I need. Okay, something's messed up here. I got something messed up in my emissions here. This is not right. 425. 1, 2. Let me just check here. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I need 9. I need 9 zeros behind it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this one I have too many, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's it. There, that's better. Boom. There, that looks better. And this one must have too many zeros as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. That looks better now. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So these ones are still right. Now we're at this. I was like, how does my 40% paying like double of what I freaking have at 50%? So now we have 884,000. Now we're going to divide that by 7. That is 126,285. So that's what CPU miners are getting right now currently. Remember, that's just on dedicated to Qubic. You're still competing on this 60% to get that type of Qubic as well, the way the current thing is. So you're actually getting both of these together, because remember, the full Qubic is this 315. So now let's just take a look at what the GPUs and CPUs together are competing for. 326, 1, 2, 3, divided by 7, and now we got 189,000. 189,428. So there we go. This is the money that Qubic has to essentially pay its miners to attack it. So now we got, say, we're sitting at 40%. So CPU miners are guaranteed $126,285 based on the current price right now to mine Monero. This is just mining Monero. And then based on your hash rate, CPUs are also getting a cut when they're going against the GPUs on the 60%. And that's why obviously the GPUs are better, so they're taking the majority of this, but CPUs are still hashing in this in the Qubic mining time. So you're getting all of this plus some of this, maybe 30% of this, because the GPUs are hashing so much more better. So that's a decent amount. Now you start adding in maybe XMR on top of this. So like if they adjust this to the 50%, we are now at 157 plus maybe another let's say another 40,000 on here. I'm just doing some rough estimates here. So let's say they're between that, we're at 200,000. So now they're at $200,000, to do this if they move it to the 50%. And then if they start taking 100% of the Monero emissions, which we've seen is, what is it? And they pay miners for it, which they claim. Remember, you don't know until they're done. They could just say they're going to, and then they're not. But like Monero is only paying $83,000. So now you have a powerhouse coming in. Monero's at $83,000, and you have like $200,000 coming in from Qubic to attack it. That's over double of what Monero is paying. That means Monero, in order to pay for their own security, obviously you got a big network and everything going on. People support Monero. You got that. It's a no-brainer. But in order to do it financially, have your blockchain secure over something like Qubic, they need to pay over $200,000. That's without any of the stuff coming in from the actual attack. So $200,000. Monero needs a price of over double right now. So right now we've seen Monero is sitting at what? What is Monero sitting at for a price? Monero is at, you know what? We can just do it this way. I can just come into here and let's just look at Monero. And so Monero needs, it's at 193 right now. Let's say $600 Monero. 259. So like let's go 550. 237. So you obviously need to be more. Plus they'll be a little bit less because you have the supporter. So we could probably get away with 450 maybe. And that's still under $500. Let's say a rough estimate. Monero would have to be at about $500 to be paying around the same. Because now remember, at the same time, they plan on paying this. So yeah, so now this whole 80. So in theory, you might need 300,000 plus if, based on Qubic promises before it happens, if that's the case, we may need, oh my gosh, you're going to need at least a $700 Monero to confiscate what miners could get paid. That's a lot. That's almost double the all-time high of Monero just to scoop up enough security to maintain safe based on, based on, their current emissions of tail emissions, 0.6, and the price of the coin and everything, and daily allowance that they're paying miners. So Monero needs $700 to compete effectively in terms of profit-wise of Monero attacking it, or of Qubic attacking their network at the 50% here, and ultimately also paying all the Monero to the miners as well as they do it, because it sounds like all they want to do is just say they can do it. And then they have other sites. Like, what are they going to do next? Turn their algorithm to ASIC, try to pull in all the L9s and L7s and script miners, and then, pay out, add all this into their emissions as well, and start paying out way more than, it's insane what, they actually want to do. But it looks like they're using their own currency as pay, and their currency is paying a lot of money. This is technically a top 5 cryptocurrency in terms of emissions. They have money to throw around, especially versus a lot of these smaller coins. So if they wanted to for GPUs, they could very easily attack Ravencoin if they so-called wanted to, and bring in all the GPUs and do that also. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Qubic does have money. They have a decent amount of money to throw at this and actually accomplish this. Now, what it's going to come down to is the hash rate going to come over. Is profit-driven miners going to move there and actually do it? That is where the big question does come in. Now, I kind of just want to go back into here and see what is our hash rate sitting at now on Monero, 17.2. So, obviously still a ways. So everything is currently safe. Now, let's go into the live chat and see, what are you guys talking about this? What have I missed? What have you guys been thinking and commenting on this whole situation? I see a first time chat in the Twitch there of AOC Chris 592 Rabbit, have you thought about solar? A little bit, I do want to try some solar. I can't remember. There's someone who's starting a YouTube channel and they're mining off full solar. I don't know why I always say solo when I do that. I have like the list with my teeth pulled out and stuff. But let's just go to here so I'm not flash banging you guys too much. But yeah, there's someone that's supposed to DM me. I never seen their DM, but they're starting a YouTube channel and stuff. And I was talking to them, and like, maybe if we get lucky, then maybe they'll fire me out a couple panels for me to start off. But eventually, I think I would like to try a few panels and see how it goes, and start with some small little cheap power miners and then expand from there. Obviously, you need so much room and stuff to do that as well. But solar has been in the back of my mind for a while. But there's so much more stuff you also got to do with it. Like you need room to put things and, stuff like that. But we'll see what happens. But I have thought about it, yes. Now, scrolling up to see, tag me in or anything if you have some. Excel can add, subtract, multiply, and divide too. Yeah, what was that? Cases 33. Yeah, I know they can do all that stuff. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. I know it's something simple. Just put the divide command or something in there, and then I could have copied and pasted them all. But I just quickly went through and did it on my calculator instead. But yeah, Excel can do all that stuff. And Google Sheets or whatever that I use there as well. But I'm just scrolling up here to see there's lots of CPUs. Yes, there's a ton of CPUs out there. rabidmining, who was more likely to be behind the Monero pump, Qubic or Tari? The Monero pump, I don't really know. It's hard to say for sure. Maybe Tari, but again, at the same time, we have no idea because there has been a lot of things getting hacked around that time as well. Remember, a lot of BTC disappeared and other things, and usually when some of these large hacks happen, we see Monero kind of go up because, privacy based, moving money around, it could just be based on that. And a lot of people are talking Monero only goes up, when there's some type of crypto hack going on or something, which has some merit to it, obviously, just because the way it is and stuff, but who knows. But the point here is Monero was supposed to hit over $400. It does every single cycle, and it just did it again. So I think Monero has peaked, but hopefully it sees another run, but it never has in the past. So it's hard to say who was actually behind it, but it was supposed to hit at least $400 anyway. It did it, and I just pretty much where I leave it at that point. rabidmining is cute. rabidmining is Qubic team. Cheers. I'm on whatever team makes money, obviously, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm watching the network hash rate because I do think if I start seeing 35% or something start going up here on the unknown side, I would probably fire up my P2 pool node again or something, fire that back up and see what, if we can find some blocks and shares that way. Rabid switch from Qubic to Qbitcoin. What Qbit? Which one was that? I think you maybe looked that one up before. Fully electric. Are you mining to support a network or earning the most money? I usually always mine to earn the most money. I clearly stated this fact for years that I don't mine to support coins. I don't mine at loss. Well, I'm mining Kaspa still in the KS5L at a loss, and I don't know why I'm doing that, but I got to turn that thing off. But 99.9% of the time, I do not mine at losses. I don't support networks. I mine for a profit, and that's what most miners do. They mine for a profit. It doesn't really, in my mind, especially this. If you only had one or two rigs, and obviously you had normal jobs and things like that, yeah, sure, you can mine and support, and if you have super cheap power, you can support networks for sure. But you start gaining, you have a YouTube channel like me, or money really is tight all the time and things like that, you got to mine in profits, especially with your power price. Like I'm at 12 cent USD, which is 15.5 cent Canadian power, and yeah, I got to mine for profit. I can't afford to turn everything on and mine at a loss because I'll just go bankrupt in no time. I have to mine in the profit range, or I may as well not mine at all, for my situation. So it's always profit driven in my mining, but things like that. If Monero didn't exist, it would need to be invented. Can't say the same for Qubic. Explain like you are talking to a child. What's the point of a takeover? You know what? That's a good point there. Milkman X, there's different ways. And most double spend attacks obviously come in. Whoever does the attack is trying to make a bunch of money. They attack this network because they can. It's expensive also. And then, you know, they double spend pretty much for the coins that they get. They get everything and they double it up and they make a crap ton of money. It costs a lot, but they make a lot. So that's what they do. Now in this case, it sounds like Qubic, like they're not gonna like do the double spend and, you know, make all this money for themselves. They plan on just giving the XMR to all the miners who help support do it type of thing. But, you know, I'm not saying that's a good thing, you know, but what I'm saying here is it sounds like they just want to show that they can do it, because I don't think Monero's ever been done. That's the other thing. It's never been done before. So they want to do this. And obviously it's going to have word of mouth. You know, imagine Monero gets attacked by Qubic. Look at all the headlines that's going to fly out there. Look at all the things that's going to happen. And it's going to hurt Monero for a little while. I think Monero would bounce back if it happened, but it's really hard to say. But the other thing here is, no, it's going to bring a lot of word of mouth and things for the Qubic community. And, you know, who knows? Then they said, like they said, they're going to stop. Don't plan on mining Monero forever or attacking or anything. They got other bigger things in mind and sight. So they want to do this to other coins, but they're using Monero kind of because it's never been done in Monero, and because, you know, the strength and community and everything of Monero, they're kind of using that to get their name out. And then once they do, then who knows what their next target is, and who knows, we'll be looking into it. Oh yeah, look at all the money coming from these guys. And, you know, who knows from there? It's just who knows what direction anything could go. It could drop the price and everyone could be mad at them and whatever. Or you could have big investment people think, wow, this is actually, these people are doing something, this is bad for these networks. But, you know, people could be buying up. We have no freaking idea. We have no idea which way it could actually spiral, but it will get their name out there. So from whatever direction it takes from that point, who knows? But it's going to be very interesting. Why don't pools just cap users at 49%? It would fix the 51% issues. That's a Dynex thing. And what's the other coin that did that? But yeah, the devs can do that per se, but remember, it's all about decentralization. Sometimes when you start adding, you know, things like that, sure, it does help decentralization and make it next to impossible for an attack to happen at the blockchain level because it's into the code or however all that works. I have no idea. I'm not a blockchain or code person at all, and so, you know, I might just be making that stuff up at this point. But yeah, some coins have done that at the block, you know, in the blockchain, so pools can't have you know, a certain amount of hash rate. But, you know, a lot of people pull away, say, well, I don't want this. You know, that's not decentralized. The devs tell me what I can do all the time. No, that's like another Ethereum for miners. You know, okay, devs just flip a switch anytime they want, and look what happens. So, you know, it all depends on the mindset of the miners and the people who are using the network, really. You want privacy, you suffer. BTC is compromised, and XMR is right there to take the spot. Yeah, I don't think BTC would ever get compromised, but it has so much hash. But then again, if there's one guy big enough, you never know. If pools capped at 49, they would make less money. It's all about, yeah, there's another thing. It's all about the dollar. Sell your kids. It's all about money. Sell kids. Yeah, that's the other thing too. If it's a pool, if it's on a pool level thing like this, then, you know, it don't matter. Because pools can cap everything they want. It'd have to be the, you know, the devs of the coin and the blockchain would have to implement that into the code. Because if pools like, okay, we're going to help this, so none of us can do that. But, you know, Qubic still says, well, we're not adding that to our pool. You guys can limit your pool all you want. We're not. Thank you for the easier attack. Like, you know what I mean? Rabid, just tell us how much a day you would make off that. I don't know. That's the other thing. It's hard to say how much you would actually make because I don't know the entire network hash rate. So that's the other part of my spreadsheet that we'd actually need. So like we got the numbers of emissions and stuff. Next up, we need our hash rate. You know, I could figure mine out obviously pretty easy, but you need to know how much is on the networks, and then that would give us our cut of this because the emissions are high. So you're going to be making decent money. I just don't know what the total network, they have. Qubic hash rate, I mean, Qubic network, not Monero network or anything like that. How much current hash rate is on Qubic between the 40 and 60%? At that point, then yeah, I could definitely figure out how much we could be making, for that. Now, the Echo does where's the Discord here? If I open this up, Let me just see. He does do that profit thing. So let me see if he did one for this week yet. If I can find Qubic. I can't remember what. Where was it? Is it this one? Oh, look at we're live. We're live in Qubic Discord now too. Look, we're live. They're posted. Everyone, come watch. We're live talking about the attack. But no, Echo has that probability thing, and he should have this week's probability out for at least the CPU side. I just gotta find it now. Oh man, where is it? I don't want to go into our DMs to show a whole bunch of stuff there. But hey, what is this? I would like to thank the Qubic community for their effort to strengthen the Monero network. Don't feel hopeless. that's a good one. I like that. What do we got here? Oh, this is all today. There's so many posts here. I'm probably, I could just go. What's this? The DDoS has stopped, which isn't a smart move because it may happen at any moment between now and the 31st of August, as was announced. Oh, something's going on here. So someone who's getting DDoS? Was Qubic getting DDoSed or Kraken is released now need pools to accumulate hashing power? Qubic is decentralized. It's normal that everyone depends on me. Kraken. Oh, I thought like the exchange Kraken, but I think he means he's releasing the Kraken, like, the attack, the start, the beginning type of thing. Yeah, I'll have to find the post, but it's in here. It's in here. Echo always has that post going on for current probability on it. Obviously, we can look at what my dashboard is telling me. It's usually pretty accurate. It's guessing I should get about 71. So, like, what is that? 71.1. Currently, I'm at 33. Let's just go at that. What am I at right now? 33, 349, 246 times 0.12345. And what is the price again? 26, wasn't it? 26, I think it was. 26. That's wow. I'm at $86 so far, estimate. And what is today? Today's Saturday, so that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 4 days. Divide that by 4. That's $21 a day divided by whatever all my rigs are. Now I have more rigs on now. So what do I have? 19 rigs. It's $1.14. So far it's been about $1.14 a day. And that's with AVX CPUs on as well, which, they suck. They suck on mining Qubic, but because everything's coming in from Monero mining, as we can see right here, they're actually making a decent amount. I don't know how much this one is making by itself, per se, but interesting. So I'm averaging about $1.14 a day and on a rig right now. Hamburgers are burning. Be right back. Oh, Run Putz, he's burning his burgers. No, don't do that. We got 122 viewers, 53 likes. Smash that like button, guys. Come on, we need more likes. Is there any more ads? Okay, I'm scrolling through here. What do we got? Rabidmining was not an error. That was just means 8 zeros to whatever power. Oh, is that what it was saying? 8 zeros to whatever. Yeah, I don't know how to read that. You were talking about my calculator. Said it errored out. Oh man. Craziness. Pancake syrup works all the time. Eco posted. He posted just now. He did. Like he redid it. He reshowed it. He's watching the live stream, and now we're gonna see. Rabid here. Oh, here you go. See, look at that. See, look at we got live. We can just see. We just say stuff, and things happen live. What? Oh, now my thing's all messed up. Okay, let's go take a look at it. Boom. All right, let's see what. So currently, it's saying about $1.55 a day. Tari's at 86 cents. Monero plus Tari is at 70 cents, and Monero only is at 54 cents. This is for current epoch. Oh, this is 171. We're on 172 right now. Yeah, we're on 170. We need the current ones right now. 057. So that was on Thursday. With the total profit. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe he throws it all out after it happens then, or something. So that was 171s. I gotta figure out July. What day was this? 27/31. So that's one. Oh, that's the one that just went by. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's a profit of everything that just went by. So this is what the epoch that just went by, and then we gotta wait for 172's epoch to go through. So yeah. So last week it looked like about, now this is based on 7950X numbers. So it looks like $1.55 a day is what 7950X was making through last epoch. And then Tari was only at 86. And like, look at that. Look at that. Monero plus Tari was 70 cents a day. Monero only is 54 and Tari 86. And Qubic, like I said, we looked at the emissions and we're showing you how much they could pay. It's over double of what that is. And we can see for mining these other coins, Qubic is paying over double of what that is by utilizing their own chain to pay miners more, because Qubic has a lot of emissions. Like, here is their emissions based on, you know, what they can do. If you're just joining us, where's the right button? There we go. So Qubic full, $315,000 a day, or $2.2 million per epoch based on the current price right now. If Qubic moves over to the 50% to CPU miners to add even more profit in there, that's half the network, which would be $1.1 million per week, or per epoch. Same thing. That works out to be $157,000 a day. $157,000 a day, where Monero is only paying $80-some thousand a day. You know, they're almost double of what Monero is in terms of security, which means, you know, profit-driven miners are going to flock to where the profit is. And Monero, or Qubic, can in fact pay double of what Monero is. So that's crazy. I take it he is in the chat. Yeah, he must be in the chat. Fully Electric. Which server is that? Someone is renting Panda's rig to mine. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. I forgot. A lot of posts. Like, where's mine? Can I find it? Let me see if I can find my Discord here. That's another thing. All the hash rate rental services that are going off all over. I gotta go to my videos here, and let's just kind of, you know, publish that so people that follow my channels can get an idea. We need some Twitch action too. Why did Twitch do it twice? Did it cut out in Twitch? I don't know. So was it GPU chat? They're talking about rentals and stuff here. Non Santa, is this one? I can't remember, but a bunch of the rentals that are going off, people, like, if they check their stuff, they're being used and rented to mine Qubic. Now, where are they all? I don't know. But yeah, you just said that's happening on Panda's rigs, and that's happening on lots of these rigs. I don't know where the heck they all are. It's on CPU chat. One of my chats. But yeah, like, all the hash rate rentals, if you go into there, people have been posting screenshots, and the miners that's being mined is Qubic miners. Like, all these hash rate rentals there, you know, oh, they're making so much money, but people are renting all these rigs and mining Qubic with it. So that's more stuff. That's all part of it, which is freaking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Do you think Qubic can successfully do the 51% attack? You know what? Based on the numbers, and I think it's possible. I think, yes, they could. They could successfully do it. Now, it's going to come down to, like I said in the video I did, it's going to come down to morals. Are you going to go in for all the profits, or are you going to help support the Monero side morally to help fend it off? And coming in at a pure profit money standpoint, Qubic definitely has the funds to attack Monero. Yes, they have over double, and you know, they can convert even more of that if they want more and more. Remember, they also said they're going to pay all the Monero. So in theory, based on that, they have all the Qubic fundings, which looks like a top 5 cryptocurrency in terms of daily emissions, coming at Monero. And then also they say they're going to pay all that Monero to the miners as well, which is like $200,000 to $300,000 per day, which is insane. It's crazy if they do that, based on all the current prices of everything. And we looked at the network emissions of coins, like $300,000 a day is, in theory, well, 300,000 is just under Kaspa over Ethereum Classic. Like, that's a lot of money to throw at a coin. And just think about it, any coin below that. So if they have 300,000, that's with the Monero emission. So now let's say they start attacking, you know, that's a lot. They could in theory start attacking Complex fairly easy. And if they do that, and then they could add in an extra 131,000 to GPUs, that'd be freaking, like, I don't even know, you could be up to, instead of 80,000, that's an extra 100 and some. So you'd probably be at about $400,000 that they could pay GPUs for Complex, per se, if they do the same thing. You know, Raven, like, all of these, every coin under here in theory could be, you know, set for attack. You know, they could technically, if they went asic, think about this, if they went asic and got enough hash and stuff, and they paid miners enough, they could in theory attack Bitcoin Cash. and they'd have about they'd have $500,000 to do it with, because you got to now add on 200 some thousand. Remember, we're subtracting. That's if they pay it all. That's if they do pay all of this. Now, SHA-256, this is a tough one, because now Bitcoin hash rate can easily move over to help defend Bitcoin Cash. But if you think about it, will Bitcoin miners actually go to the aid of Bitcoin Cash? That's the other thing. Would that happen? So many scenarios could play out here if this is successful on Monero, and it's insane. It's crazy. And like I said, if it happens, that will get Qubic's name out there, and who knows how many articles, who knows how many investors, who knows how many anything, and who knows what it could cause. Like I said, it could hurt Qubic or it could explode Qubic. Like, we have no idea how this could play out. But if it happens, then who knows what the next targets could be, because they have a lot of money to play with based on the current prices. Now, imagine if Qubic was even, at its previous highs. Like, Qubic used to be a lot higher. Like, over the past month, it's showing solid gains. You cannot argue the fact that Qubic is showing nice gains. Past 7 days, really good gains. Now, you look at it all, obviously we're down here, but it's outperforming a lot of other alts that are like this, because usually they're up here and then you're nothing, but we're seeing increases kind of come up. Now, imagine if Qubic was even over here. Like, look at this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now we're just speculating, but like, imagine if they went to 1, 2, 4, like, so 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and then a 1. Like, here's a full, like, now they're dealing with $8.5 million. If they go back to this type of price, if they get some type of price surge, they have a lot of money they're really dealing with. So if we go now 8.5 million, we divide that by 7, Qubic has $1.2 million per day in terms of emissions. That would be insane. And so, like, it all comes down to the price and everything of Qubic. How's it going to do? If price goes up, that gives them more and more and more money to possibly perform these attacks. Obviously, if the price goes down, that will, give them less money to perform these attacks. Now, the other thing we do got to keep in mind is in, I guess, 17, 18 days from now, there is a halving coming in. So all of this will actually be halved. So they will be losing 50% of their available funds to perform this attack. So it either has to happen fairly soon, or it's going to be a lot harder for them, per se, in a way. It was a community proposal, I guess. It went through, and they supported a halving event on Qubic. So depending which way you look at it, that's both a good and a bad thing. I know the halving events, all deflationary. This helps coins. Think about it. At every coin other than Bitcoin, halving events usually tend to hurt them. It's just my 2 cents on the situation. I don't think halvings help coins at all. Who cares about deflationary? Because I know investors sure don't at this point. Look at like what's happening. It's not helping alts other than lose miners. In my mind, just saying. Look at Kaspa. It's lost almost half its network hash rate from it used to have. Even with higher hash rate, more efficient miners coming online, it's losing hash rate. So, and Kaspa has an aggressive halving schedule with 0 adoption. So you can kind of see where I'm going there. Halving events and stuff don't really help networks. So on this, in terms of Qubic's attacking power, the halving is going to drop their attacking power, in my mind, by half, unless the price starts really spiking. So the price of Qubic will have to double just to have the same amount of attacking power. Like, it's funny we're calling this attacking power now, because we're looking at profits and emissions and stuff. But what Qubic wants to do in terms of the 51%, this is how I'm registering this as attack power. We're playing a game at this point with cryptocurrencies, guys. Qubic attack power is really high right now, a top 5 cryptocurrency. And then now we have a halving coming in where they're going to lose half their attack power. So they're going to have to build new troops or stronger troops or something through a higher price gain somehow, because, it seems like everyone thinks it's a good idea that halving events help your coin, when it shows that almost every coin that has had halving events have been losing miners and failing lately. But who knows? We'll see what happens. But they're going to be losing half their attacking power. So in theory, I think if Monero does not get attacked by the time the halving happens, which is 18 days or something, I think Monero will be safe. So the next 18 days will be key to watching the Monero network and if any of this actually happens or not. Now, I could be 100% wrong. Does that make sense to any of you guys? Like, they're going to be losing half of their attack power because half of the money that they have to pay for this will be gone in terms of emissions because it's, you know, it's 50% will be gone. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So, I think if Monero does not get attacked, you know, recap, in the next 18 days, they'll be safe. They're safe. So they got to survive 18 days. It's almost like they're on siege warfare at this point. You know, Qubic has them surrounded at the gates. Are they going to be able to hold the line and hold the gates over the next 18 days? Because I think after that point, then I think they'll be a lot safer. But we'll just wait and see what happens. We'll see what happens. In 18 days, even GTA 6 would be released. Oh, man, that's crazy. If Monero isn't safe crypto, it's F money. Except BTC for having its loving, warm, friendly, and fuzzy takeover power. Retro dive. What? Loving, warm, friendly, fuzzy takeover power. Can we make that an acronym? So it's LWFF. LWFF. TP. I don't know. I don't know if that'll stick or not. I like the attacking power one. I think attack power works the best. Qubic attack power. I just invented that, and that's the way we're gonna call it. We're gonna do it now. Okay, you don't do attack. Okay, that won't work. Okay, that won't work. Then don't do attack. So attack power won't work. I don't know. Have to call it something. Well, what's Qubit? What's it? Okay, there's Qubic and then Qubit. Like, I know I've seen that one before. What is Qubit? Qubit. That's the one? Qubit? I don't know what that is. Let's take a look at this. Qubit. Qubit. Why does that sound familiar? But I don't know what. Oh, wait. These are all cute. What? Smiley coin Qubit. Aurora. Is that a hashing algorithm? Qubit. Qubit's a algorithm. What? I don't know what's going on. Anyway. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something kind of neat here. Did you guys see this thing? I do have a link in the not in the description. Yeah, it is in the description. Check this guy out. Look at this GPU. That can freaking mine Monero. Now I'm stuck on Monero. Mine Bitcoin. A GPU mining freaking Bitcoin mining GPU. Obviously, guys, it's not a GPU. It does mine SHA-256, but it's an ASIC shaped like a GPU that you can slap into freaking mining cases. This is like Hashblade. BTC Hashblade came in from Magic Miner. It sounds like it's an ASL miner. I think I have one on the way. I don't have it yet to check this thing out. 7 terahash, 150 watt Bitcoin solo miner in the shape of a GPU. Is that crazy? Is that absolutely freaking crazy? This is like nostalgia, whatever stuff. I don't. That's kind of neat. Obviously, it's just a normal solo miner like we see with the bit axes and stuff, but they have it looking like a GPU. Check on X. It's new, not on CMC now. Oh, it's new, not on Coin Market. Oh, it's not on Coin. Is it on what's that called? The CoinGecko. Domination Eco. Oh, there's Eco. Rabid, you got many 7900X rigs. I don't got too many. I got 4. I only got 4 7900Xs. I got more 7950s and X3Ds. If Qubic pays more, I'm moving. Oh, Qubit. I don't know. I have to look into that sometime. Like, what is that? CPU coin? GPU coin? What kind of coin is that? Is Qubic funded by the government? No, I don't think so. Can I put the Magic Miner in my game PC next to my 4090 and run it? You know what, Scafer? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I imagine you probably could, but I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know the full dimensions or anything of it, so I'd have to see it out. But it's interesting. Check it out, Rabid. Fully electric. What are you talking about? Check what out? What are we checking out? Let's go. What's Fully Electric saying that? Hey, it's okay now. I'm here finally. Oh, Russell Thatch, what is happening? What are you doing? You finally made it. Holy crap, have we been here for over an hour? That's insane. I haven't fell over or passed out yet. Quantum proof of work, Qubic coin. Qubic is at 2.12 gigahash now. Is it really? 2.12? 2.12. So let's come into here. Why am I on here? 2.12 gigahash. Let's go into Monero. All right, coming into Monero, we have, all right, so 5.51. 5.51 times 0. Let's go 51. So 2.8. So you need 2.81. Wow, if they're at 2.12 gigahash, you need 2.81 is 51% of that. So this, MyPostStats is not reading this accurately then, if that's the case, because let's just see now. So what percentage you guys at? So let's go 45. 40. 2.2. 40. Let's go 35. 1.92. 38. 2.09. 38. So 39. 2.14. So you're about 39% right now. This is saying 17.1, and based on 2.12, that's about 39% of the total network hash rate. So getting up there. It's getting up there. Link on Discord. There's a link. All right, let's check this out. Is it this? How'd you see? Oh, let's see workers. Is this the link? Oh wait, that's my chat. What am I doing? That's my wrong. I gotta go to Qubic one here. Where the heck is? There you go. Jump to present. Is it the same chat here? Curious to hear thoughts. La la la. Oh, there's the shot. Where's the link for this? Oh, right here. Q pools. All right, we can watch it here live. Pool hash rate 2.13, 38.7%. So yeah, we're pretty close to 39 on the estimations there. There we are. There's the live hash rate of what Qubic is at. They're at 38.7% of the network. So it's getting up there. Climbing. 42% now. What? Refresh. So it shows 38.7. Mean hash rate last 24, 1.3. Last 6 hours, 1.8. Network, 5.52. Interesting stuff. 2.46. Oh, right here, pool hash rate. Oh, all-time high was 2.46. What's all this? CM blocks, XMR blocks. Oh, that's how many blocks they found. Oh, wow. Epoch 171, they found 778 XMR blocks. Right now, they found 374 so far. Wow, there's only 553 XMR blocks found in Epoch 170. 778. Quite a bit more found in 171. Oh, they had quite a bit more miners show up for that one too, I believe. Okay, and so far they're at 374. Interesting. I gotta bookmark this. Qubic mining pool dashboard. There, now we got an idea. Actually, you guys want to see all this too? Here, I'll put this in chat. And you guys can have your own link to it as well. Let's see here. Where is my chat stuff? Right here. Bam. There. Now you guys should all be able to see all this as well. Go to live chat. There we go. I have to refresh because I usually have a lag when I move stuff. There we go. Has anyone actually experienced or seen a 51% attack on a blockchain before? Yes. Paragram miner. Yes. I was involved in an Ethereum Classic attack back in 2019 or 2020. I can't remember. I was mining on NiceHash with an RTX 2060 KO. You know, that's an older GPU. 2060 KO is my gaming PC at the time, 2020 or something. And I was mining on NiceHash, and someone decided they'd pay a crap ton of money to attack Ethereum Classic. And they rented all the NiceHash hash rate and wherever else it was available at the time as well. And then obviously put on a bunch of hash rate. And my 2060 KO went from like, I don't even know, $1 a day, $1.10 a day to like $3 to $5 a day to attack the network for a day or two or something like that. It was insane. A single 2060 KO gaming PC went to like $3 to $5 a day or something like that on a 2060 KO attacking Ethereum Classic. So like it was expensive, you know, but the miners were getting paid for it. And yeah, I was involved in that. And then ETC actually got attacked a couple times. I believe Red Panda Mining was involved with the same one. A lot of people were involved at that time because you just get your hash rate rented. And you're like, oh, awesome, I'm making a bunch of money. Not even realize what is going on. And that's what happened. Ethereum Classic got attacked. And okay, and then now all of a sudden, you know, exchanges upped all the confirmations, and we're still dealing with the after effects of those attacks even 4 or 5 years later, because now it still takes a long time to send Ethereum Classic to exchanges for that. They haven't reduced their, you know, their confirmations yet, and it sucks, but you know, sometimes that's the after effects of these attacks. Any word or update on Trade Ogre? Yeah, I'm not sure. I forgot about that. I forgot Trade Ogre has been down for a little while, shortly after ZX decided to rug everyone. And remember, ZX said they were infiltrated, hacked, lost all of everyone's coins. I should make a video on this stuff, but I haven't yet. But yeah, they said they got, you know, they didn't have their coins and they got lost and stuff. And then like 4 days ago, out of nowhere, next thing you know, guess what's happening? ZX starts sending like multiple transactions of supposedly missing Warthog and $50,000, like 350,000 coin transactions that day. Like boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden coins start moving out of the exchange after they closed it. So were they actually really hacked? Were they planning this for a while? Like what is going on? They're selling users funds that they already said were gone. So yeah, crazy. They just roll back the blockchain. Warthog, is Warthog doing that? I remember Warthog was doing stuff, but I don't know. Warthog was doing? I never looked at it. They planned on doing something to give people their funds back or whatever, or however it was. Some people are saying this is good. Other people are saying this is really bad. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the whole situation yet. I haven't really looked into that. But yeah, as of that happened, now Trade Ogre, I guess, has been down for a while. I don't even know. Let's just take a look at Trade Ogre. I haven't looked at it since I started seeing people talk about it on the Twitters. Verify you're a human. Waiting for Trade Ogre to respond. Trade Ogre, are you going to respond? Trade Ogre, respond. Trade Ogre has not responded.
Damn it, Trade Ogre, get to it. Oh.
Yeah, I just had to do that. Oh, man. Alert, Trade Ogre. You realize we are trying to do this live. Open your gates. Yeah, no, they're not listening. They're not listening. They don't care. They took everyone's money. Is there a normal? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into that for sure. Still mining some XMR. Yep. Qubic still in XMR over there. All right, what do we got? Trade Ogre they got hit by earthquakes. Are they really? They did get earthquakes over there. So is that a pause? Yeah, but they would have said something. You know, they still got phones unless they have no internet service anywhere, or cell service. But you know, they would have said, "Hey, sorry, you know, we had an earthquake. We're down." I don't think there's been like radio silence on Twitter and everything. So I really don't think it has anything to do with the earthquakes because they would have said something like right away. Took the crypto and ran. Maybe he has not said a peep about it. Yeah, like everything just disappears. It's weird. No idea. Anyway, guys, we've been here for quite some time. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, for an AMA, and maybe we'll touch up more on this and see what'll happen and recap on, you know, what network got to and stuff. But thank you for coming out here, guys. I appreciate it all. Love you all. I'll see you on the next one.
Rabid out.